Tonight that Humana, one of Louisville's largest and locally controlled employers, is in merger talks with Cigna. Thank you for joining us right here at 5. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Profit. The deal, which is being described as a potential blockbuster in the health insurance business, could be finalized by the end of the year, according to the reports from the Wall Street Journal out today. The Wall Street Journal also reporting the story, citing people familiar with the talks, giving them the information. The newspaper says Humana recently made moves to clear the deck for a merger by getting rid of a key unit. Humana also recently did get a new CEO who took the reins of the company in October, replacing Bruce Broussard, who had been at the helm since 2013.
If the merger happens, it would raise questions about where the company will be headquartered and its future employees. They currently employ 11,000 people in Louisville. Humana told us they have no comment on the new report. Also developing right here at 5 o'clock, Indiana State Police is expanding its investigation into the former Clark County Sheriff executing more search warrants in connection to allegations against Jamie Knoll. Knoll is facing 15 felony charges, accused of corrupt business influence, theft, obstruction of justice, ghost employment, and official misconduct. We reached out to state police today, and they could not tell us when or where the warrants were served, only that there were multiple served and that they are all in connection to this investigation. Knoll's next court appearance is scheduled for January the 8th of next year. A jury trial is expected to begin in May.
Also here tonight at 5, a portion of Preston Highway at the outer loop is shut down after a water main break today in the freezing temperatures this morning.
The Louisville Water Company says a 12-inch diameter pipe burst around 7 a.m. It shut down the intersection between Preston Highway and outer loop. People were told to avoid the area due to possible flooding. Alexis Jones and photojournalist Emma Gefter were there today talking to people feeling the impacts.
As you can see, crews are still working to repair the water main break here on Preston Highway. While they were able to turn off the water, businesses nearby are still impacted.
It's made me feel terrible. They didn't even tell us nothing.
Ida Gay's first reaction after heading into work Wednesday. The hairstylist owns a salon across the street from the water main break. Though she quickly learned traffic was cut off, she didn't know her water would be too.
Because you cannot do hair without no water. Yeah, it's affected me a lot. We cannot sit here without having water.
Because of this, Ida says all of her customers canceled except for one, making her fearful for the days ahead.
If your customers is canceled, that's a big work. And the month is end. We have to pay our bills. To lose a business for today is a lot of damage for us.
Though crews are making some progress clearing out water, they're expected to be on Preston Highway all day. It's still unclear what caused the main break, but Ida hopes to see a full improvement soon. If not, she'll be left without customers, shutting down a flow of income for her salon.
All we have is the hair braiding. I'm looking forward to getting back to business.
In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS11 on your side.
Well, if you find yourself exiting to the outer loop from I-65, crews say traffic's being detoured to Preston Highway, heading north toward the Sam's Club.
Now to the other water main break we've been following closely for you. We do have a new update from Corydon, Indiana on that massive water main break that is leaving residents there without water just to the west of Louisville. The Corydon Town Hall posted a new message on Facebook at about noon today saying the leak in Corydon has been further isolated and repair efforts continue at Poolside Drive. They go on to say that Heritage Apartments and Skyway Drive will soon return to normal water pressure. The town says it's losing about 1,000 gallons of water per minute, but no water is surfacing. Right now, we still have no estimate of when the water will be restored to everybody. If you have been impacted, by the way, you can pick up bottled water at the Harrison Township Fire Department tonight until 7 p.m.
A snow response update from JCPS today. The district will no longer have school start time delays due to inclement weather. From now on, school will be on a go or no-go basis. Today, JCPS told us when inclement weather arises in the winter, the district will either have non-traditional instruction, NTI days, that's when students use computers and just work at home, or it'll be a snow day where there's no school at all. But gone are the days of the snow delays where the start of school is pushed back to wait for safer road conditions.
We had that heat wave of a warm-up that we were telling you about yesterday. At least we knew that's what it would probably feel like after the cold weather we've had this week.
Certainly a difference today, Colleen. Is this what you would consider normal for this time of year?
50s, yes, that is finally normal, but what we saw this morning, not normal. This is what we woke up to. We were in the 20s, 22 at the All International, 11 degrees this morning. Thankfully, we had a warm up. 51 we're sitting at right now at the airport. Really nice evening, crystal blue skies, not even a cloud out there. And we are seeing it live right now just before sunset. Sunset is at 5:24 p.m. It's currently 5:04, so it's a nice day. Thankfully, we got into the 50s. Now tonight, we are not going to get back into the 20s, thankfully. Right around 6 p.m., we'll be in the mid-40s, and then cooling off to low 40s around 8, 9 p.m., staying in the mid-30s here in Louisville. I think it's possible that we could get below freezing in some outskirt communities, so not as cold overnight tonight, thankfully. Now, we are tracking that next chance of rain heading our way. Tomorrow morning, we are going to stay mostly dry, but it's overnight Thursday night through Friday that low pressure starts to head our way with a big wave of rain here across Kentucky and Indiana. We're also looking at Charlotte's forecast for the ACC championship game this Saturday. I'll have all those details and time out that rain here coming up in just about 10 minutes. Doug, Shay.
Thank you, Colleen. More local news tonight at 5. The mayor today introduced the leader of the city's public housing agency, which has been heavily criticized for unsafe living conditions described by residents. One big question, what to do with Dosker Manor, the city's biggest public housing complex that dates to 1968.
Senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Jessica Farley tell us some in the community aren't sold yet on the person set for the new role.
Community leaders tell me one of their big concerns is that the new LMHA director has yet to visit some of these public housing complexes where we've seen these issues. Now, when we asked the new director about this, she says she plans for that to be the first thing she does when she arrives in Louisville next year.
And that is number one on my list, is to come see it, feel it, experience what people are experiencing. That's extremely important.
Elizabeth Strojan will be faced with problems like those at the Dosker Manor apartments. Seniors living there tell us they're battling mold, bed bugs, and neglect from management.
My reaction is those conditions are not acceptable for people to live in.
Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg introduced Strojan at a news conference Wednesday. She's set to replace Lisa Osanka. Also in the room for the announcement, she decided to step down following a turbulent end to her time overseeing thousands of public housing units across the city. Residents have accused LMHA of mistreatment. Strojan promising to make change, and she says that starts with more funding. Meanwhile, Chanel Helm, an advocate for those living in poor conditions, says she'll remain skeptical until she sees results.
And we're definitely looking at some sustainable, not just new, not just rehab, but sustainable housing that comes from governmental funds.
Strojan will start in her new role in January of next year. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
Mayor Craig Greenberg has committed to creating 15,000 new affordable housing units in Louisville by the end of his first term. A final version of his My Louisville Home strategy is expected to be released next month. Taking a closer look at the properties maintained by the Louisville Metro Housing Authority, the city agency oversees hundreds of public housing complexes across the city, including 7 large towers in and around downtown Louisville. 5 of those are for seniors and people with disabilities. That includes sites like Dosker Manor, Avenue Plaza, and St. Catherine Court. 2 of the properties are for families. That includes Beecher Terrace and Parkway Place. The Housing Authority also oversees hundreds of smaller, scattered sites, which can offer a handful of apartments spread out across individual neighborhoods.
Former Louisville Metro Council member Dan Johnson, who represented the South End, has died at the age of 64. Johnson was one of the original Metro Council members after merger. He was also on the Board of Aldermen and served there before merger. He was elected to the council in 2003, but he left in 2017 for breaking a controversial sexual harassment agreement. The council had also held an ethics trial for him on the accusations. Johnson posted on Facebook earlier this year that he was suffering from ALS. According to an online obituary, he passed away at his home on Tuesday of this week. During his 14 years in office, he was known as an early supporter for bringing the NBA to Louisville, and he was a fighter for the South End, making sure roads were paved often, new sidewalks were installed and fixed, and other problems were addressed. Louisville Metro Council released a statement about his passing, saying, quote, he served the residents of District 21 for 14 years with dedicated advocacy and diligence, and his service to the community will always be remembered. Any expressions of sympathy are asked to be made to the ALS Association, the Kentucky chapter.